All right, diving into the writing and tracking session for Time Pass, which was actually called Pulse when I was working on it because I did not have a name, and it was built around this pulsing synth that was called Pumping Strings from Cubase's Padshop. I really just wanted to explore this synth engine. It's super fun, super great. Um, Love the built-in arpeggiator that not being used in this song, but super amazing. Um, but yeah, the song is really built around this pumping strings. But yeah, everything was kind of built around that. Um, from there, I added a couple just pads to wrap it around, kind of like wrap around the whole song. Both pad shop patches again. One was like a voice of light choir, and this other one was called just a solitude pad. And those two together, these two orange ones, sound like this. Really pretty stuff there. Um, and then all three of those together kind of lays the foundation of the song. There's a little bit of just bass guitar, um, general guitar ring outs that were all DI'd with a Line 6 Helix, the little HX Stomp one. Um, it's a pretty simple song. The one cool part was the kick. Though the kick is actually another synth engine, one of my favorites, also called Helix from Audjoo, but it's actually just a bass synth that I just kind of tweaked it and played it and EQ'd it where it was more of like a harsh, hard kick rather than an actual synthesizer. So that was a little fun experiment. So that's cool to kind of get like I don't know, I guess technically it would be a pitched kick. And then you can see down here that it actually, when it goes to 4 on the floor, it actually uses two different. It goes between a C sharp and an F sharp, which is kind of the first and the fourth of the song. Um, Other cool stuff was the filter sweeping. So in these two, this pumping strings filter track, what I did, one, I also wanted to learn more about like filter sweeping and just working with some automation in Cubase. And so for that pumping strings track, what I did was use just like a high cut sweep when I wanted the song to get super quiet. So you still hear like that rhythm and that the tones and even the melody from that pulsing pad, but it kind of comes in and out. So check that out. So the EQ, the automation is slowly letting all the frequency bands come back into play. So that's a cool part. And then I kind of replicated it to a degree at the end of the song when what happens is the kind of like pulls it out and then pushes it back in with this curve right here. That was a pretty fun experiment to do. Piano. Piano was the hardest part of this song, which is this, where's it at? This one right here, this light orange one. As you can see, all of this white is old and unused piano parts. I was trying to write piano for the whole song, and it just was not working. It was sounding good, but it was too similar to a different song or other things that I've done before, or I just couldn't get it right. And so what ended up happening was I stopped and focused on other little textures of the song. And that's when these 3 tracks at the beginning came in, or 3 tracks at the top of the screen came in. 2 of them are kind of like vibraphone leads that make up that little melody. And those are just, I'm not even sure what they are. They are they're both from EastWest Sounds Online. There's like they have a huge orchestral library, and just all kinds of stuff, but more like acoustic instruments. So that was cool. And then this top one, this kind of 80s synth, was a cool arpeggio that I did again with that Helix synth. And if you're listening in headphones or on monitors, you can kind of hear this stereo panning that happens. Another automated parameter from like I was showing with that filter suite. But piano. So ended up adding on all these layers, and there's some more like ear candy type stuff with this track. But with piano, the answer ended up being take almost all of it out. I knew that I wanted to leave this ending part, kind of how the song, if you've listened to it, it like drops at the end and just has this really, really nice, like dampened, kind of like deeper piano that I love. So I knew that was staying. And so really all that ended up adding in was like 8 bars right here. That's cool. And then that's getting fed to a to Little Plate from Sound Toys. Had been like a go-to reverb for me when I was working on this one. I think the guitars go there as well, and maybe a couple other instruments. But yeah, the piano is a virtual instrument. I would love to have recorded something in the studio, but was writing this and still making this video during quarantine. What else on the song? I mean, there's at the end there's these 2 little buried textures. It's a French horn and another horn from that same EastWest library. They're super quiet. They just add a little bit of a texture. Super quiet. I'm not even sure if you heard that. But yeah, I mean that's the track right there. It's really just what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, there's not much going on. Like I said, it all started from this pumping strings, and that was kind of a really cool, I guess, discovery in all of this. Kind of is driving a lot of. It drove this whole song, and it's driving even stuff today. Yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know if people want to see anything else or any other things I did with this one or other songs and whatnot. Cheers.